Remember when your biggest financial decision was whether to splurge on the nicer blender or keep making smoothies in the loud one with the cracked lid? Back then, purchases felt simpler, short-term just for fun, or maybe to keep the household running. But as we cross the 50 mark and retirement gets closer than the weekend, every buying decision starts to echo deeper, especially the ones that could make life easier, more affordable and more joyful down the line. Because here's the quiet truth no one spells out in their retirement packet. It's not just about saving money, it's about spending it on the right things. Before life gets more expensive, insurance changes, or your energy for errands starts running low. That's what we're talking about today. Not the flashy splurges, not the things you'll regret leaving unopened, but the smart, grounded purchases that can change how your retirement feels. Some are big, like what kind of car you'll want to drive when crawling into a low sedan starts to feel like yoga class. Others are surprisingly small but quietly powerful. We'll get into all of it, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss the life-shaping choices we're unpacking each week. Every like and share helps this community grow, and when you drop a comment, even a small thank you or a question about your own plans, it fuels the stories and insights we bring here. So thank you for being part of this round table. Now let's ease into our first big shift. Let's talk about comfort, not just the fluffy robe kind, but the kind that protects your joints, posture, and peace of mind. If there's one thing that sneaks up on almost everyone, it's seating. Kitchen chairs, work-from-home setups, even the trusty old couch. Suddenly they feel too low, too hard, too unforgiving. You sit for 20 minutes, then rise with a groan that echoes through your knees like bad plumbing. Now, multiply that discomfort by daily routines in retirement. Morning coffee, lunch, reading, catching the news. What used to be background becomes center stage. So before retirement, invest in one or two chairs that truly support your lower back, hips, and legs. It doesn't need to be a fancy recliner, though, hey, if you've earned it, go for it. Even a high-density foam cushion added to an existing favorite can transform how your body holds itself. Comfort isn't laziness. It's a strategy. It keeps you moving, confident, and less likely to stiffen up or fall. It's the difference between dreading the living room and living in it. And here's the kicker. Once retirement hits, spending a few $100 on a new chair might feel frivolous. But doing it while you're still earning, while the money feels flexible, that's called thinking ahead. Now slide your thoughts to the kitchen. Yes, the same one you might already know like the back of your hand. Here's something you may not have noticed yet. Your grip. It changes. Lids become harder to twist. Handles feel smaller, and the wrist doesn't quite like that old can opener anymore. That's why ergonomic tools, jar openers, light pans, electric kettles, deserve a spot in your pre-retirement cart. They seem silly, right? But go ahead and ask anyone over 75 what they wish they'd bought sooner. You'll hear stories of dropped coffee pots and sprained fingers opening a peanut butter jar. These tools aren't just for convenience. They help you keep cooking, hosting, and preparing your own meals for longer. And independence in the kitchen? That's freedom. That's dignity. Just pause here for a breath. Feel your feet on the floor, your hands resting, your breath moving easily in and out. Now imagine this version of you 10 years from now, opening a drawer and smiling because everything inside still feels easy to use. That's the future we're buying for. That's the quiet kind of wealth that shows up in moments, not just in numbers. Let's drift into another room now. Not your kitchen, not your living room, but your peace of mind space, the one most of us ignore until something goes wrong. Your bathroom. Because here's what no one says in those glossy retirement brochures. Falling in the bathroom doesn't just bruise your hip. It can steal your confidence, your independence, your rhythm of daily life. That's why one of the smartest things to buy before you retire is a few simple upgrades that make your bathroom safer without making it look like a hospital. Think grab bars near the toilet and shower. Not the cold metal ones you picture, but warm-looking bars that match your tile or wall color. A rubber-backed bath mat that doesn't slide. A taller toilet seat that makes standing up feel like a natural stretch, not a groan-inducing squat. None of these feel urgent. Until one morning you go to reach for something, slip on a damp tile, and suddenly your whole retirement changes. Don't wait for the wake-up call. Set up your future self for calm mornings and confident showers. And just like with those kitchen tools, buying early gives you more years of comfort, not just a late reaction. Now let's talk about time. Not the philosophical kind, but the ticking, dependable, get you out the door kind. Your wristwatch, your wall calendar, your daily planner. Because here's a reality we don't always like to admit. After retirement, time stretches, and sometimes blurs. Without work schedules or meetings, days can slip by in a haze of, what was I supposed to do again? That's why one of the best purchases you can make is a daily system, whatever form that takes, that helps you structure your week with joy, not obligation. Maybe it's a large font wall calendar with space for notes, or a stylish watch with gentle reminders to move every hour. Maybe it's a beautiful hardcover journal where you jot down one task and one intention each day. The point isn't what you buy, it's that you own your days instead of letting them own you. Retirement isn't about doing nothing. It's about choosing what matters. And clarity, well, that's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. As we shift gears a little, I want you to think about your body like a garden. It's been growing and weathering seasons for decades. Strong, dependable, but it still needs care. That's why this next item might surprise you. It's a pair of high-quality walking shoes. Not the same pair you wear to the grocery store or mow the lawn in. I mean real shoes, designed for older adults who want support, not stiffness. The right shoes cushion your joints, protect your spine, and help you walk farther with less fatigue. And more importantly, they help you keep walking longer. Because once foot pain creeps in, it's like a crack in the windshield. You start avoiding walks, you lose strength. Then comes balance trouble. And before you know it, your world starts shrinking. But if you invest in good shoes before you need them, when you're still mobile, strong, and independent, every step is a vote for freedom. Retirement isn't a finish line, it's a launch pad. And every small investment in your mobility now is like putting rocket fuel into the next chapter of your life. Let's take a slow breath here. Maybe even stretch your shoulders back for a moment. You're not just shopping for things. You're investing in a future that feels smooth, steady, and free from regret. Now, let's shift from your feet to your finances. Not the spreadsheets and stock reports, but the everyday details that shape how free you feel. One of the most overlooked things people don't buy before retirement is a reliable home shredder. Sounds odd, I know. But once the workplace disappears, so does your IT guy, your document department, and your default safety net. And in today's world, paper trails are a feast for identity thieves. That's why buying a sturdy crosscut shredder now, before the paperwork from pension plans, medical statements, and old account records starts piling up, isn't just about tidiness. It's about dignity. It's about not waking up one day to find someone's used your name for a credit card you never touched. And while we're here, go ahead and grab a fireproof lockbox too. One with room for your will, your insurance policy, and that letter you've been meaning to write your kids just in case. You're not doing this because something bad will happen. You're doing it so you can live lighter, freer, with one less shadow at your back. Speaking of freedom, how's your sleep? Not the I stayed up too late watching TV kind of tired. I mean the deep, restorative sleep that makes mornings feel like a fresh page. Too many retirees fall into a pattern of late nights, restless tossing, and groggy starts. Not because they're lazy, but because they didn't prepare their bedroom for better rest. This is where investing in your sleep sanctuary pays off. A new mattress that supports your spine without pressure points. Blackout curtains that block early light but still look beautiful. A small sound machine that turns your bedroom into a gentle cocoon of calm. The earlier you make these upgrades, the more nights you have to truly enjoy them. Not just to fix a problem when it's too far gone. Sleep is the foundation for energy, mood, and brain health. Don't let it be an afterthought. And while we're creating peace in your space, think about your digital life. Before retirement, you might have relied on your office computer, your assistant, your tech-savvy kids. But when your days become your own, so does your digital security. That's why one of the smartest investments you can make before you leave the workforce is a user-friendly tablet or laptop. Your own. Set up the way you like it. Get it before you retire, while you still have daily access to tech support, patient coworkers, and a learning mindset already in motion. Learn how to organize your photos, bookmark your favorite recipe sites, set up banking alerts, video calls, and that free yoga channel you've been meaning to try. A device becomes a lifeline, not just to entertainment, but to independence. Especially as more services, health portals, and even friendships shift online. Staying connected shouldn't be a scramble. It should be second nature. Let's exhale together here. Not because we've finished the list, but because it's not just about things. It's about what they unlock. Energy, safety, freedom, ease. You're not just buying for retirement. You're buying breathing room for the days that haven't happened yet. Let's sit with something for a moment. Retirement isn't an ending. It's a doorway. But like any new season, it can either greet you with a rush of fresh air or leave you fumbling for footing. The difference often lies in the small choices made before the clock winds down on full-time work. And one of those quiet game changers, investing in better vision, not just through glasses, but with lighting. This is something people underestimate. As we age, our eyes need 2 to 3 times more light to see clearly than they did in our younger years. Yet most homes aren't built with this in mind. Overhead lights create glare, reading lamps fall short, hallways turn into obstacle courses. But a handful of well-placed warm LED lights under the kitchen cabinets, beside the bed, along stair rails, can reduce eye strain, sharpen focus, and lower fall risk more than you'd think. You don't need a complete renovation, just thoughtful additions. Because the goal isn't to light up your home like a stadium. It's to create spaces that work with your changing body, not against it. Add this to your list while you still have the time, energy, and flexibility to do it right. And finally, something few people talk about, an emotional toolkit. Before you retire, buy books, journals, or even courses that help you reshape your identity outside of work. When the titles disappear, the job, the role, the daily responsibilities, what remains? Retirement can feel like freedom, or it can feel like floating. Anchor yourself with the tools that guide reflection, creativity, and purpose. Pick up that blank journal now and make it your What's Next companion. Sign up for that storytelling workshop. Watch interviews with people who aged boldly and beautifully. These aren't luxury items. They're mental scaffolding, because fulfillment isn't automatic once you leave your job. It's built on intention. The sooner you begin that work, the steadier your footing will feel when the calendar clears and the mornings stretch wide open. So whether it's a better mattress or a brighter lamp, a personal tablet or a sturdy shredder, each of these 8 purchases isn't about stuff. They're about support, about reclaiming ease, clarity, protection, and joy. And the truth is, every item you thoughtfully choose now plants a seed for later peace of mind. Thank you for walking through this with me. If this video helped shape your checklist, share it with someone else who might need the nudge. Drop your favorite must-have in the comments. Your advice might be the exact thing someone else needed to hear today. And don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep showing up with real conversations, gentle guidance, and smart moves that make aging feel like an invitation, not a warning. Here's to a retirement that's ready for you, not the other way around.